Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Once again, coming at you with another lesson, and Lord's will be edifying to the Lord's elect. I want to entitle this lesson, Global Water Bankruptcy and Water Shortages. Now, as we always teach, the prophecies tell us that in these last days, there's going to be a lot of people getting destroyed or a lot of people getting deleted because of the lack of food and the lack of water. Now, a lot of people don't know it, but United Nations just declared the world enters an era of global water bankruptcy, meaning that more fresh water is being taken out of the system or taken out of the earth than is being put back in it. And with these data centers and these sewage spills, which is contaminating the waters, things are getting worse and things are getting worse real fast. So these things are setting up for it to be some really bad times coming up. Now, with this article, I'm going to read a little bit of it, and then I got some video clips. It says, United Nations, world enters an era of global water bankruptcy. It says the world has moved beyond a water crisis into a state of global water bankruptcy. It says new flagship report released on Tuesday by UN researchers. For decades, scientists and policymakers and media warned of global water crisis, implying temporary shock followed by recovery. It says what is now emerging in many regions, however, a persistent shortage whereby water systems can no longer realistically return to their historical baselines. You got a lot of fresh water, rivers and lakes drying up all over the entire world. This is a major sign that the Lord, this place is circling the drain. He's bringing this place to an end. We don't have much longer. It says for much of the world, normal is gone, said Viv Madani, director of UN University Institute of Water, Environment, and Health. It says this is not to kill the hope, but to encourage action and to be an honest admission of failure today to protect and enable tomorrow. He told a press briefing in New York on Tuesday. These devils don't know how to manage this earth. They've proven that. You got oil spills happening all over the world, poison in the water. You got mass plastic and trash out there on the oceans bigger than Texas. You have a lot of pollution and basically disastrous, destructive things that these devils have done to pollute this earth. This earth is suffering under this devil's rule, and they thinking they gonna fix it. Nope. We need Yahweh Shai to come back. That's the only way this thing gonna get fixed. Because Yahweh Shai, when he come back, that marks the end of Esau's wicked world. See, we need a kingdom. We need the kingdom of heaven. And everything is going to be ran in smooth and righteousness, and everything is going to flourish in the kingdom. But as we can see, everything that these devils is doing is causing this earth to suffer and the people to suffer right along with it. Now, I'm going to put this, I'll put this in the description box. And I want to get this word bankruptcy. This is the definition of the word bankruptcy. It says a state of being bankrupt. We're talking about the water now on the earth, the fresh water, not just water, because most of the water on the earth is not drinkable. It says the state of being completely lacking in a particular quality or value. And that's where these devils have brought the state of this world to, with all this pollution and all this trash, all this plastic, all this oil spills, all this contamination, all this chemicals. This devil has got to go. This thing cannot go on. This devils cannot continue to rule much longer. And as we can see, everything is lining up to where they don't have much time. Now from there, I want to get this. A lot of people might not be aware It was a big, huge sewage spill, raw sewage spill in the Potomac River. It says, and there's many articles on this. This is from the U.S. Today. It says, U.S. has a looming sewage nightmare. Potomac wastewater spill shows. It says, while the average lifespan of wastewater system is 40 to 50 years, many of the let me clear this. Yep. Many of the plants and pipes across the nation could be twice as old or more. So a lot of the sewage pipes going through Babylon, the Great AK America, is old as dirt, literally. And a lot of these pipes are ready to burst, which is getting a lot of raw sewage in the water systems. See? It says officials and engineers, officials and engineers have warned for decades of the growing crisis with aging systems that handle billions of gallons of water flowing from toilets, tubs, and washing machines across the country every day. So when the news broke of untreated wastewater spill into the Potomac River in January, and this just happened, it wasn't a surprise to the industry experts. So you got a lot of raw sewage going through a lot of pipes that's way out of date. See, that's where we at. While they putting money into everything else, while money is being sent overseas and they're putting money into every other thing else, they're not putting anything into this country. They're not putting no money in these pipes. So they bursting and leaking all kind of sewage in the systems. So this place is through, man. It says when you think about the number of miles of wastewater pipes in the ground and the age of them, and the fact that many, many years they have been underfunded, it's not surprising that things like this can occur, said Darren Olson, a professional engineer who chairs the Committee on America's Infrastructure for the Society of Civil Engineers. So that's basically it on that. Well, I'll put this in the description box. But the bottom line is, you know what? Let me get this. It says it's estimated that 3 to 10 million gallons, and that's a lot, of wastewater is spilled annually in the U.S., but no national data exists showing the total discharges. See, a lot of stuff is not even being reported. A lot of things is happening that these devils is not reporting. That's happening to the water and everything else. So everything's polluted. As the scriptures say, this is not our rest. Hey, for all you jakes out there, you want to stay here? Hey, man, not only is this place about to be destroyed by the Lord, how about Shemel Shai? It needs to be taken out. And I'm not talking about the earth. I'm talking about a rulership. See, when Yahweh Shai comes back, that's going to mark the end of Esau's rulership. And then the Lord's going to set up the kingdom of heaven where it's going to be ruled in righteousness, because these devils is running this world into the ground, literally in wickedness. And so everything is suffering because these devils is ruling. They too focused on greed. See, they can never get enough. Now from there, I got a few video clips I want to play. I'm going to play. First, I'm going to pull up this image right here. This screenshot I took. 1 second. Did I got that pulled up? One minute. It says they are using roughly, it says that, and this is talking about AI, because these data centers is consuming a lot of water. A lot of water is being drained by AI in these data centers, and they continue to build more of them. So everything is out of whack. Everything is out of order. This earth was designed to work in smooth order. Everything was designed so that this world would work smoothly, from the animals to the insects, to how the earth is supposed to be ran. It's supposed to be ran smoothly, and everything is supposed to flourish. But everything is suffering because these devils is ruling. It says the age of AI unseen calamities of water consumption and data centers. They are using over roughly 60 billion gallons of water. And I'm not talking about seawater. I'm talking about drinkable water. It says they are using roughly 60 billion gallons of water a day for AI and data centers worldwide. I thought that we had a water shortage. You see? So they're not really focused on making this earth and making everything go the right way, everything smooth. These same devils is creating GMO foods to where ain't no seeds in the food. So the foods that we eat is modified. You got chemicals on the food. Everything is being poisoned and destroyed. And we see these things as a pattern with these devils. Oil spills, things getting contaminated, poison. Everything is suffering. It says we had a water shortage. It says, I thought we had a water shortage. It says, how can the earth possibly sustain that? Awake yet? That's the bottom line. This earth can't sustain these devils much longer. You see? That's exactly what's going on. So from there, I want to play this short video clip right here. As a matter of fact, I already got it pulled up. 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'm just going to close it and reopen it. There we go. One minute. There we go.
The United Nations just officially declared that Earth has now entered a water bankruptcy, and they're saying that it might be impossible to reverse. So the United Nations just dropped a report basically out of nowhere, and the terminology that they're using alone is insane. They're now saying that Earth has officially entered what they're calling a water bankruptcy, and for many parts of the world, they say that the damage is already done. Okay. They're basically saying to think of water like it's a bank account, because rain and snowmelt is your paycheck, and then groundwater and glaciers is your savings account. They say that we have now been spending way more than nature is able to put back, and now we're draining savings that actually take thousands of years to refill. And here's where it gets insane, by the way, because they say that 70% of the world's major water supplies are all in decline. Half of all major lakes have already shrunk since the 90s, and 4 billion people already experience severe water scarcity every single year. Dude, this obviously isn't a warning about the future, because the UN is saying that we are already past the crisis, and for some of the systems there's no going back. They are basically coming out and telling us that Earth might be running out of water, and GTA 6 still isn't even out yet.
So the bottom line is, when you combine all of the damage, all of the raw sewage spills and all of the plastic and all the chemicals, they spraying chemtrails all over the place. When you combine all the things these devils are doing, all these data centers they keep building, and I'm gonna pull up a video about these data centers, because these data centers are consuming a lot of water. I'm gonna play this video right here, and then I want to get some scriptures. I might play one more. We'll see. I'm gonna play this one right here. One minute. There we go. Check this out.
Y'all not gonna believe this shit right here. Look at this map. Come on, look at it. Look at it real good. Look at those dots. All right, look at all the blue dots. Look at all the blue dots. The motherfuckers is there in Anchorage and Fairbanks, Alaska. Both cities have a blue dot. Look at all the blue dots. All right, let's go over the blue dots. Okay? I'm going to go over it one more time. You know what state you live in. Okay? Look at it. All the blue dots are data centers. Each one of those blue dots pull 2 million gallons of water a day. Look at that shit. Okay?
Shot. He just sits in a data center that consumes 2 million gallons of water every single day. And I'm talking about fresh water. Let me continue.
Okay? That's 2 million gallons of water. And every one of these states have water problems, water crisis, droughts. I'm just saying. Look at Florida. God damn, no wonder they only got 20% water left. Look at all these drought restrictions. Look at all that shit. Look. Look at Texas. No wonder Texas is going dry. Look at the Midwest. Look at this shit. Now, let's all look at the yellow dots. All right? You see the yellow dots? Let's go over it one more time. Look at the yellow dots. All right? That's where data centers are coming. Those are the new data centers being built. All the yellow. And Atlanta get their water, 20% of water left.
So as you can see, basically these devils have put AI in the data centers over the people. You see? And you know what if you ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones, which they a couple of years ago mysteriously broke up and tore down. It said keep society, one of their rules or one of their laws was keep society at 500 million people. And it's about you can say 9 billion people on the earth. If it's 9 billion people on the earth and they want to keep society at 500 million, you're talking about getting rid of 8.5 billion people. And you best believe these devils is more concerned about AI and data centers than they are people. As you can see from the blue dots, those are the centers that are already built. And the yellow dots, those are the ones that they're building. So they don't care that these different data centers is burning up all that water every single day. See, they're thinking that, hey, the people need the water. It's more important that there be plenty of water. No, they're not thinking like that. They focus more on data centers than they are the people. And that's clear to see.
Now it makes sense. It's not only the people using the water, it's the data centers soaking up the rest of their reserves. The data centers is drying out America on top of the climate, on top of people usage. It's like a double wham. It's like bam, bam, bam. They are fucking killing us off with these data centers. AI needs that much? AI needs that much data centers? You even got 2 in Alaska? Even Hawaii got one. Look at Hawaii got a data center. Look at that shit. And they don't have no water as it is. Wow.
As you can see, it's not about the people. It's about the data centers and the AI.
This is deep. 2 million gallons each one of those blue dots are pulling off the aquifers, rivers, and dams.
And that's a lot of water.
This is catastrophic right here. Now I understand why people only have 1 year, 2 years of water left. Because it's all going to be data centers and no people. And data centers only need 25 workers part-time to run them.
So you see,
this is bad. Thank God ain't no data center up here where I live. It ain't up here. Thank God, the data center will fucking freeze. Hawaii got one. That's deep. This is, I didn't know it was this many. I had no fucking clue it was this many data centers in the United States of America. Look at South Carolina. I mean, look at the states. Let me get closer so you know what state you live in. This is bad. This is bad. This shit is drinking all your water and taking all your electricity and raising up your electric bills. Your electric bills are going up because of these data centers. You see that? Your electricity bills are going to go up because of these data centers.
So this spells out where these devils' minds at.
Damn, that's deep.
That's plain. It's not about the people. They more focused on this system that they're setting up, this digital system that they're setting up. And it's not just here in Babylon the Great. We're talking all over the entire world. And I believe I read a report that 45% of all data centers is in Babylon the Great, aka America, and from the entire world, 45%. So most of the data centers is right here in Babylon the Great, and you see what's happening. Now, one of the things he brought out was aquifers. I did a video a couple years ago about, let me see if I can pull it up here. I'm going to play a little bit of it, and then I want to get some scriptures. It says, this is a video I did right here. It's called Famine and Water Shortages Coming to America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great. I'm going to play a little bit of this, and then I want to get some scriptures. From there, I want to get this article. This is out of the People's Voice. It says, Bill Snakes quietly seizes control of the U.S. water supply. See, people, I'm going to read it, where they talk about how this man, he's been buying up all his farmland. But what people haven't thought further to is that there's water, a lot of water running under that land. See? It says, headlines came and went. Billionaire buys farmland. Strange, but maybe. Strange, maybe. It says, but who really paid attention? It says, and why would a man who admits he hates nature, who publicly champions synthetic meat, vertical farming, and lab-grown everything, buy land, and he has no intention of farming? Because according to insiders, it was never about the crops. It was about what lies beneath. See that? You heard about this devil buying up all this farmland. But people don't realize that there's a lot of water running under the land in this place. They call them aquifers. And a lot of water is running under there. Basically, these devils want to control the water. So you already get AI in a data center soaking up a lot of water. You already got a lot of things being contaminated and poisoned. And now you got these devils wanting to take control of the water. You see where this is leading? It's finna be some bad times. Bad times is coming. It's just not only gonna be food shortages, it's gonna be water shortages. A lot of people are gonna be out here and they're not gonna be able to get no water. And basically they're gonna be through. So you don't take long. 3-4 days with no water, you through. These devils is crafty. It says, vast aquifers, ancient water tables, untapped reservoirs, now under the control of one man and one agenda. If you thought food shortages were the end game, you underestimated their evil. You see that? So let's get some of these words here. Aquifer. Let's get that word first.
Aquifer.
Aquifer. It's an aquifer. It says a body of permeable rock which can contain or transmit groundwater. And this is what's running under a lot of that land. See? A lot of water is running under the land of which he bought. You're talking about fresh most water. Of the farmland. You're talking about fresh water too. Now from there, let's get this word reservoir. It says reservoir, a large natural or artificial lake used as a source of water supply. So a lot of lakes, it's a lot of lakes on that land that he bought up. And it's a lot of water running underneath. It says a reservoir is a lake that is used for storing water before it is supplied to people.
And now this devil is in control of all of that. See? When all of a sudden they claiming this climate change crap, then it ain't no more water, or water supply is scarce, then people gonna be losing it out here. And they not gonna know why or how it hit or why it's happening. See? But hey, everything is happening right now. Everything is being played out right now. It's leading up to that point to where it's not gonna be any food. It's not gonna be any water. See? It says, because control the water, you control the life. It says, and what they plan to do with that control, that's where the story really begins. It says, Bill Snakes is quietly joining forces with BlackRock and his longtime ally, Peter Brabeck Lamathe, a former Nestle CEO who once said water should not be a human right.
You see that? This is how these devils thinks. See, you will own nothing and be happy. This devil, for this Nestle CEO said, water should not be a human right. So this is where it's going. They're taking control of the water. They got AI soaking up all the water. I'm talking about fresh water, the water that you can drink and use. AI is or data centers is soaking up all the water. Prices of water and electricity going up. These devils is taking control of all of the water sources. So when things hit, you'll see why. Because everything is being set up right now. You best believe. I remember when I was growing up, you didn't hardly hear about no water being sold in no bottles. Or no water bottles being sold. Selling water in bottles was not really happening at all. And then as the years went by, it started to become normal and popular. Usually it was just pay your water bill for your house and you all set. But now everybody is buying bottled water or looking for a source of water that they feel is good and safe, because this tap water and all these other sources is jacked up with chemicals and all kind of things. So now bottled water is popular. Now they're bottling water and making money off of bottled water on top of the water bill that you pay for your home. So what you think is going to happen when things get really scarce? These devils going to have full control and people don't see it coming.
You see how these devils think? You think they care about you? It says, together they are executing a strategic takeover of America's most critical resource, the water supply. But why? Because Snakes isn't just a tech mongo. He's a natural-born monopolist. From Microsoft to Monsanto, every empire he has built has followed the same pattern: dominate the market, eliminate the competition, and reshape the system in his own image. He has been accused of antitrust violations more times than most billionaires have business cards. And then I'm going to play a little bit of this.
So yeah, I'm not going to play that video, but you get the point. You get the point. Things has been getting setting up right before your very eyes. A lot of people don't see that the evils are multiplying and that things are going to hit in the worst way as we get more along in Jacob's trouble. It's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. And people are not going to see it coming. People are not going to see it coming because they're not paying attention. Let's get some scriptures. Let's start out here in Proverbs. Speaking of paying attention, this is Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 12. Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 12. It says, "The prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." Hey, and we being prudent in this thing. We're foreseeing the evil. We're telling you about the things that are about to happen before they happen. A lot of people going to be out here starving to death, basically. A lot of people out here is going to be, they're not going to have any water. They're going to be thirsting to death. So a lot of deletions is coming. It's finna be hell out here, man. You ain't seen nothing yet And when this thing hit, don't say we didn't warn you. See, the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And you got a lot of simple jakes out there and a lot of simple people in this world. They're not preparing for nothing. We're preparing through the spirit and power of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. See, the Lord is getting us prepared for what's coming. The evils are multiplying and the evils are coming. And it's not gonna get better until Yahweh Shai ends this thing. When he comes back with the host of angels, Yahweh Shai is gonna put down this wicked kingdom. See, that's the only way for this thing to stop. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So you know the wicked are ruling because everybody is mourning. Not just the people, the whole earth, the animals, the insects, everything is mourning under this devil's rule because, the only thing he knows about is death and destruction. See, poisoning things, destroying things, taking things. Isaiah 24. I'm going to hit the point in verse 5. Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. And that's what these devils to the T. They don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. They're not thinking about doing things in decency and in order. And that's what the laws do. They set up everything to where everything works right. Everything works smooth. See, the law, statutes, and commandments was given to us as a people, the Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the ones that the Lord gave the law, statutes, and commandments to. We are the ones that took the covenant with the Lord to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. And you see what happens when you get a devil running the world in wickedness and breaking all the laws. Everything is destroyed. Everything is just destruction. It's chaos. Nothing is working right. Nothing is smooth. You got a devil running the world. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 21. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 21. It says, then there shall be great tribulation. And this is, we already in Jacob's trouble, but it's going to get way, way worse. It says, such as was not seen, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor shall ever be. It says, except those days be shortened. This is the point. Except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And that's exactly what the Lord has been doing. As we're getting more and more closer to the end of this thing, the Lord continues to shorten the days. He has to shorten the days. Why? It's for the elect. See, no one would make it. You see, everything is against all of the people. Everything is setting up against everybody. See, the air, the water, the land, the people. You got all kinds of technologies out here, robot dogs and drones, and listen, it's overwhelming what these devils have planned and what they got cooking up and what's going to happen. And we warning you, we telling you, this thing is not finna get better. You need the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. If it's a time more than ever to repent and return to the Lord, that time is now. See, that's why the Lord has us pushing these lessons out here and continuing to preach on the highways and byways, because, it's going to come a time where it's going to be it. And that's when the Lord really going to unleash the destruction. Once we stop prophesying and teaching, that's when the Lord going to unleash the destruction. And you're not going to know what hit you because, you didn't heed this word. See, the Lord has set us up. This is the Lord's mercy. We're telling you these things are coming before they happen. This world, man, it's finna get so bad. As you can see, the Lord he's shortening the days. If he didn't shorten the days, it says there should no flesh be saved. So that's giving you an idea of how bad it's about to be in this world. That's to give you an idea about how bad it's about to be in Babylon the Great. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So the Lord knows what he's doing. He's going to preserve his elect. But it just gives you an idea of how bad it's about to get. Now let's get this in Second Esdras. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16 And I'm going to start at verse 19. Second Esdras chapter 16 to verse 19. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So the Lord, these things are warnings from the Lord. The warnings are being put out. See, he's telling you that he's bringing all kinds of plagues and famines. And when these things really, really get bad, for all the ones who didn't change from their wickedness, you 2/3 jakes, you're going to suffer. You're going to receive judgment from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. See, because, you didn't take the warnings. You didn't take the signs. You ignored everything. You thought this was a joke. Because ain't nothing literally happening to you directly. You thinking ain't nothing going to happen. But you sadly mistaken. See, verse 21, it says, behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth. The sword, modern day sword is the gun, famine, great famine, not just food. We're talking about water too, and great confusion. This is going down. We're coming into them times. And these things are already happening now, but it's just going to get worse. See, and even then shall evils grow. So it's growing. The evils are multiplying as we speak. Verse 22, it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. It didn't say might. It didn't say maybe. It says shall perish of famine. So this is about to happen. We're talking about prophecy. Esdras seen all of these things played out in those visions that he received from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So these things these prophecies are going to hit, and it's going to be devastating for a lot of people. Verse 22, it says, many of them that dwell upon the earth, and I'm talking about many, a lot of people finna get it. They finna get that judgment from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You will not escape the judgment from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. If you on his list to receive judgment, you through. You a hit. There's no way you're gonna escape. Yeah, you might be able to sustain yourself with food, but the sword shall destroy you. You're going to be deleted another kind of way with the modern day sword, which is the gun, or however way he going to do it. Verse 23, it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung. So, it's going to be a lot of dead people, a lot of dead bodies out here, going to be cast out like dung, like crap. It says, there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted and the city shall be cast down. This is the times that we enter into. This is what's coming. A lot of death and destruction is coming to this place. Babylon the Great and all over the entire world. And these are the warnings going out. These are the warnings. We in those times. We in the last days. Now let's close out here in the book of Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. Because, when all of these data centers soaking up water, all of this sewage being spilt into the water, all of this pollution all over the entire world, you're talking about a major crisis of no food and no water. It's going to be blackouts out here. It's going to be people in the streets at each other's throats. It's going to be all kinds of chaos happening in these streets. Troops out here, robot dogs, drones, you name it. We're talking about a time of trouble that this earth has never seen, that the people have never seen. A time of trouble that this world has never seen. This is what we entering into. It's already started. Isaiah 65 and verse 13, it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat. It didn't say maybe. If you of the elect, you gonna eat. It says, but ye shall be hungry. It's talking about them 2/3 and these heathens out here that's not part of it. You not part of that elect. You gonna be hungry. It says, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. And we talking about water. We're talking about water. People don't even see that the evils are multiplying concerning the water supply. People are thinking it always gonna be water. They're gonna be able to turn on the tap And like I said before, when the power go out, you're not going to be able to get no water through the tap. See, those machines literally use electricity to pump the water. You won't be getting water that way. It says, behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So the Lord going to have all kind of ways for us to eat, for us to drink. We already seen examples of that by the Lord Yahushua. He was able to multiply that fish. He multiplied that bread. Imagine seeing the power of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai to where we're able to produce water out of thin air. The Lord can do that. Everything, the Lord can make it happen. Certain of his men is going to have spiritual power. So while everybody else is out here thirsting to death, hungering to death, the Lord's going to make a way. See? He's going to have all kind of miracles happening for the elect in this time of trouble that's coming. The elect is going to be good. Verse 14, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So, amen. You got two different dynamics finna go down. The elect is going to be happy, singing, joy of heart. Why? Because we're going to know the Lord is with us. And the Lord's taking care of us. And the Lord's got us good. You darn right. We going to be praising the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. You see? While everybody else, they going to shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And that's definitely what you do not want. So it's got two dynamics finna happen. The elect is going to be good, but you 2/3 jakes and you heathens out here, man, y'all finna suffer. It's finna be bad out here. And this is the way that the Lord set this thing up. Lord's will, we're of that number. We're of the elect. Because, you need the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. There's no way you make it through the evils that are multiplying on this earth that's being set up right now. See? And like I always say, and like we always say, the Lord is controlling both sides. He's controlling the good. He's controlling the evils. So if the Lord is with you, shall no evil touch thee. You see? The Lord's going to make a way. And with that, I hope that you were edified by this lesson. This has been Global Water Bankruptcy and Water Shortages. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutation to the whole elect. Shalom.